Welcome back. Now I think the first thing I need to do today is to take stock of what I've got in the greenhouse. How many plants, how many different varieties, and the amount of each variety. And just make sure I've got enough space in the plot to put them all. Pick out the winning ones, pick out some of the losers that we've got down the bottom. We've got one there that doesn't want to grow. It started off okay, but seems to have just given up and died. So we'll pick them out. I've got my trusty folder, so that's got all my paperwork in with my numbers relating to varieties and what they all are. Well, there's my trusty tripod. That's the one we use when we all get intimate doing the seed sowing. Now, we may or may not have a plot video this weekend. The weather's been absolutely dreadful down in the southeast. We've had a fair bit of rain, but we've had lots of wind as well. And just to show you how bad the wind has been, my raspberry snapped. All started budding up nicely with flowers on. The wind attacked it, and that was the end of that. Luckily, it was near the top of the bush, so not near the base, so the plant will live. And hopefully it will regrow. We may get something out of it this year. So as I say, that's what I'm going to be doing probably for the next couple of hours. I'll get that done and I'll catch up with you in a bit. So that's all done at last. That was a very long, laborious process, but it's one of them things that has to be done. There's no point growing it if you've got nowhere to plant it. Checking on my chili peppers over here, I don't seem to be doing a lot. We've got a couple on there that seem to be doing alright, which are the little mini reds, which are the sweet peppers. But these ones, which are the patio sizzlers, don't seem to be doing a lot. And I've also found, if you pop over to this one, I've had a little visitor. Now one thing everyone should do, but very rarely do, is check under the pots. On inspection, yep, you got it, I found a snail. Not the biggest of snails, but it's been chomping away on my hard work. So, it got disposed of. It is now gone, and hopefully there's no others. I've checked all underneath both of these and I can't see any. I've wiped through as well, just with a damp piece of paper, just to clean any muck, cobwebs or whatever else is underneath. But I think these need to move on to bigger pots of their own, because I think they've used up all the feed that was in the compost when I bought it. So that's another little job that needs to be done. It's that time of year to be planting runner beans. There's a variety of ways you can plant your runner beans. You can do them in little round pots like these. You can do them in the little square pots, like so. That's so deep. You can do them as the toilet roll method. Pop them in the loo rolls, and then you plant the whole thing straight in the ground. These decompose. You don't have to touch the roots or fiddle around. Or you can put them in the bigger pots, like so. But with these, I tend to put 3 in each pot, and when you tip the pot out, just split them apart, ease them apart, as long as it's moist and not dry, that's perfectly fine. Let's stick them down there for a second. Now we grow beans at home as well as on the plot, but the majority of them are done on the plot. Now you do sow these in April, indoors or outside, May onwards. The reason for sowing them in April indoors is to get a little head start on the slugs and the snails, because as soon as the little shoots pop up, if you plant them out in April, that's when the slugs and snails come alive. They all wake up and they're all hungry, and they'll just go through them like no one's business. So I leave mine a month, and instead of planting mine outside in May, I plant mine inside in May and put them out around the end of June, beginning of July, depending how big they've grown. So we'll just give you a quick little look of what we're doing. This one is White Amigo. If you do leave them on the plant too long, they do tend to go a bit stringy, so pick them when they're very, very small. Unless you're trying to compete with other plot holders who can grow the longest bean. Get in that. Now when planting these in, or sowing them, should I say, they do vary in size and they do vary in colour. That section there, I don't know if you can see that, if it's in the camera, is what was attached to the plant originally. Now it doesn't matter really which way you plant that, it will find its way round and go for the light. But same with the other seeds like this, sow them on this side, just push them in, evenly spaced, or as best as. To be fair, I don't even know if I've got enough in this packet. What have we got? Oh. These should come up in about 7 to 14 days. Keep them moist. They shouldn't need staking of any kind. When they get to about 7, 8 inches, they're probably ready to go out. Now if you do happen to come across any seeds in there, especially these type of this colour that are really brown and soft, don't plant them. It's not worth it. They're obviously rotten inside. They're not going to grow. It's very rare that you find them, but you do sometimes. Just push them in with your thumb or your finger. Like so. And just cover them up. Pop the label in. Give them a nice soak of water. and let them do their thing. They don't need covering. Missed one there, look. They don't need covering unless you get extreme cold, which I think, even though the mornings are still cold, the extreme frost in the morning, I think it's now gone. But do check your frost dates, or your last frost dates in your part of the country. Obviously they differ around the country and around the world as well. So I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get the rest of these potted on. We've got a couple of varieties. I'll just quickly show you what we've got. I've already prepared. I've got my labels done as well. So we've got the Scarlet Emperor. We're going to be putting some of them in. Coco Blanc. Aramis. That's just a normal climbing bean. We've got a Bolossi bean, Lingua di Fusia, I think that's pronounced. Nice little Bolossi bean there. And we've got some little French beans. Sprite. So we'll be getting these into the different various pots and the loo rolls. And I'll be back in a bit. There we go. All planted. All put in a tray of water. Let them soak up the water from below. I'll swap my potting tray for the soaking tray. And these will stay in overnight. I'll come out in the morning and check them. If they need a little bit more watering, if it's not wet on the top, I'll put some more water in the reservoir there. That'll all soak through. And hopefully, away they go. Morning everybody. Today's little job, or a couple of little jobs, is try and make some space in the greenhouse. Because there's only so many times you can move the greenhouse around to make space, and then something's got to give. So I think now is an ideal time. Put the brassicas outside, try and harden them off ready to go over the plot. That'll free up a lot down the bottom. Lettuces are going to go in today. Excuse the flies. They're quite good. Looking rather healthy. See that in there. So we're going to make a start on that. And I'll come back in a little while. Right, things are starting to look a little bit better. A bit more tidier. Started to condense it down a little bit. I think I'll have a little bit of a break. I'll make a cup of tea. I think I'll put the lettuces in. I'll see you in a bit. all 12 lettuces in. Put a few little covers over the top just to try and keep the pigeons away. Unfortunately it don't affect the slugs. But just a little sprinkle of slug pellets around the side, not a lot, because slug pellets actually attract slugs. So obviously the more you put down, the more slugs you get. So join me in the greenhouse. It's starting to come over a bit dark up there, so I think it's going to start raining. Join me in the greenhouse, show you what I've been up to and where I'm at, and we'll sign off from there. Welcome back to the greenhouse. Looks like I've got inside just in time. It's just starting to rain a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to pick you up on a tripod and show you what I've been up to. Let's take you outside. We managed to get the brassicas all in. All in there, cauliflowers, cabbages. We've got some spinach down there. Now these will stay out here to harden off. I will cover them. We've got a little thing that I'm going to put in the middle, little structure. Just draping that over the top. And that'll do that. And that rain is starting to come down a bit heavier now. Let's back up in the greenhouse. Right. We've had a good clear round, as you can see. And I've managed to clear out 1, 2, oh, there's my little bird boxes. Need to put some PVA glue, water down over them just to give them a little seal. They need to go out. I'll swing it around there. Managed to clear the most of that one out. So that's 3 done. Right, let's sit you back round there. Okay, I think that's about it for today. There's not a lot more to do. I think the rain's set in for the afternoon, so I'm going to poodle off indoors, finish my cup of tea and edit the video. Now, I want to thank all the subscribers and those that are watching that haven't subscribed. Why don't you think about subscribing? It doesn't cost anything at all. And if you press the little bell in the corner, you get notifications of when I put new content up. So until next time, which hopefully will be on the plot, sorting out the brassica cage and perhaps planting out the brassicas. We'll see how the week turns out and what happens next weekend. So until then, take care. Bye for now.